Hello everyone, this is Jen Espinosa-Goswami coming to you from my younger daughter's school. So if I break off suddenly, it's because I'm at her school. I wanted to chat briefly about the most amazing week of all, which is Thanksgiving week, and a day I like to call All You Can Eat Day, National All You Can Eat Day, Turkey Day. If you're vegetarian, that's fine. Let's call it All You Can Carb Day. Are you prepared for the feast that is about to come? If you're someone who's struggling with your weight and tends to overeat a little bit, which could probably describe anyone, not just if you're struggling with your weight, then this day might be kind of a nightmare for you. And I'm going to share with you some quick tips that have helped me in the 18 years since I've lost 100 pounds to not just survive, but thrive during All You Can Carb Day. First of all, no one really cares about the turkey on Turkey Day. What we really care about is the carbs, right? We have mashed potatoes with gravy. We have stuffing. We have sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. We have, what other carbs? Green bean casserole. I can't stand green bean casserole, but there's lots of people who love it. We have cranberry sauce, which is straight up sugar that has been jellied into some nasty consistency. It's pretty much all carbs, right? I mean, all of those things are carbs. Other than the turkey, we have very little protein to speak of in terms of our Thanksgiving feast. And I don't care if you're going gluten-free or not. None of us care so much about eating, stuffing that's made out of cauliflower instead of bread or that sort of thing. If you have to do it for dietary reasons, I totally get you. I'm not trying to get down on you. But stuffing made without bread is just not the same. So I like to help folks through the holidays in a way that feels good to them and so they can still enjoy their food. Hi, thanks for joining today. Make sure you say hi in the comments so I know who is joining us live. We're talking about All You Can Carb Day, also known as Thanksgiving. And pretty much the whole month after Thanksgiving when we're eating Christmas cookies and candies and God knows what else because we stuff a bunch of candy in our kids' stocking. How can you survive All You Can Carb Day, especially if you're someone who has recommitted to a low carb diet? First of all, carbs are not evil. That's right, carbs are not evil. Do you know that all vegetables and fruits are also carbs? Yes, they are carbs. They're complex carbs, so they're not the simple carbs like sugars. And all that means basically is they have fiber. And fiber makes you feel full, and fiber helps you go. So anything that tends to have more fiber tends to be a better carb source for you. So we have plenty of carbs out there that are good for you. We have mushrooms, we have celery, we have carrots, we have sweet potatoes. Those are good carbs because they have higher fiber content. Some of them have more water content. That means you get full on much less. So first of all you can eat carb day is not a bad thing. Don't feel like you have to eat turkey jerky all day long in order to feel like you're still sticking to your goals, because carbs are not necessarily bad for you. That being said, because feasting day tends to be filled with carbs, some of them more desirable than others, how do you prioritize when you get to that Thanksgiving Day feast? And I will say that this is a struggle for me. I love mashed potatoes and stuffing. I could eat that all day long, every day long. If there's leftovers, I will take it home. I mean, I love stuffing especially. I love all of those sweets. I love it all, basically. I love any carb source. I love bread. I love crescent rolls. I love biscuits. So yeah, Thanksgiving can sometimes be challenging for me, but I'm not worried because I don't focus on my carbs. I focus on a balanced plate. So here are my top tips for how you can have a balanced plate this Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for any big meal that you have with family and friends and where you're feeling like you're struggling with making the right food choices. So first of all, when you approach the Thanksgiving feast, chances are good that you skipped breakfast. That's mistake number one. Never, ever, ever skip breakfast. Never, ever, ever save your calories for the feasting that's about to come. The reason for that is your body metabolism slows down when you deny it food, and it holds on to the calories when you do eat food in such a way that it makes it very challenging for your body to understand, am I in starvation mode, or what is she doing to me? How come she's not giving me food? Your body treats the carbs and calories you do eat very differently if you fast. So that's something to be aware of. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you today. Yeah, don't worry about it on Thanksgiving, right? It's just one day. For those of you who feel like Thanksgiving is more than a day, and I'm one of those people, it's kind of like a season. You know, you kind of feel like, oh, I'll just eat whatever I want until January. It doesn't always cut it for all of us. So for those of you who are a little too much indulgent over the holiday season, this is for you. So mistake number one is to not eat breakfast. Make sure you eat a healthy breakfast. I will pop a free resource in the comments underneath this video that you are welcome to download. It's completely free for you. It's called My Breakfast Blueprint. It's a good way to eat a healthy, balanced breakfast for any dietary needs that you have. It can be gluten-free, it can be vegetarian, it can be whatever you need it to be, but it is a blueprint. So it means that it gives you the basic building blocks of how to make a healthy, balanced breakfast. Make sure you eat breakfast. Don't skip any meals before your Thanksgiving feast, especially if your feast tends to be very late in the evening, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Do not skip any of your meals. Make sure you snack happy throughout the day. Comment on this video if you do want some snacks that are very healthy and balanced, because I have a great resource, up to 25 different healthy snacks for you. Mistake number two when you get to the Thanksgiving feast. Sometimes when we arrive at our host's house, whether you're hosting or someone else is hosting, we get to the house, and what happens? I actually was connecting with my real estate agent recently, and she said she goes to a friend's house, and it is literally hours and hours and hours before any food makes its appearance on the table. So what do they do in the meanwhile? Yes, they chat, they catch up, they talk about things, maybe they watch the football game, whatever, but they're also drinking wine because they're waiting for the food to come out, and they're socializing and they're having a good time. Mistake number two: drinking copious amounts of alcohol before you even sit down to eat. Now, don't think that I'm some teetotaler and I don't drink any alcohol. I do drink alcohol once in a while. I do keep a limit on what I drink. And I have worked with clients in the past who were concerned about how often they were drinking, and I helped provide them very specific ways that they could cut back on their drinking. One person actually went cold turkey, but our techniques worked when we worked together. So I do encourage you to beware of the liquid calories you consume over the holiday, especially if there's a huge gap in between when you actually arrive at your destination or you're hosting and the time the food actually makes its appearance on the table. An easy way to prevent yourself from over imbibing in those alcoholic drinks, because your host is being good, they're refilling your cup. A good way to avoid that is to put the cup down away from you. Make sure you get a glass of water, cover the cup, keep it away from you, those sorts of things. Also, what I tend to recommend for people who are trying to wean off their alcohol consumption is to have a full glass of water in between drinks. So if you get there and they top you off with one full glass of wine or one full glass of whatever, one full beer, then make sure you remove that drink and get yourself a tall glass of water before even considering the next drink. That way you're saving yourself some calories, you're saving yourself some embarrassment in case you tend to be a happy drunk or a mean drunk or whatever. And that way you can enjoy the food without feeling like you have to be guilty about it. Mistake number three, when all that food comes on the table, when all that food comes on the table, what do? We have a little bit of everything. It's an all-you-can-eat, it's family style, and it's staring at you, and it's saying, eat me. The thing is, you don't have to eat everything, especially if you're the host, because you're going to have those leftovers in your fridge anyway, and you're going to have unlimited access to them later on. We'll talk about that in a different video this week. The other thing is, why do you need to eat it all? Really, why do you need to eat it all? There are studies out there that say that you actually have decreased pleasure after the third bite of anything. That could be your worst vegetable, that could be your favorite pie. I mean, after the third bite, it's no longer giving us incremental pleasure. So think about that a little bit. Do you really need to put a little bit of everything on your plate? Or would you rather use that plate space to eat your favorite? of all time. The one you only get once a year, the one that's a very special family recipe passed down year to year. Would you rather waste your time and effort and energy on those little piece of whatever that you don't even really care about? Or would you rather have a second helping of your absolute favorite dish that only comes out once a year? I know what I would choose. And I've actually worked with clients this way before. Someone who went to this fancy, luxurious, all-you-can-eat buffet in Las Vegas, and she's like, oh, my favorite thing on the whole buffet is homemade crepes with bananas and Nutella. I said, you go ahead and you eat your crepes, and you enjoy them, and you don't feel guilty for 1 second. And she lost weight because she started with her very favorite thing. And then she was able to eat those other things that supported her plan, supported her health, and supported her goals. But she did not feel deprived. So when folks out there are telling you, eat the pie anyway, that's what they're talking about. I say, don't just eat the pie first. I mean, follow the rules. Don't be, going past your host's rules and saying, I'm going to eat pie before anyone else has even seen the pie. No. Make sure you follow the rules of your host and your environment. But eat the thing that you absolutely adore, and adore the heck out of that thing while you're eating it. And then make sure you fill up with your fruits, your vegetables, your salads, your turkey, because turkey is full of protein, and the tryptophan will put you to sleep anyway. That and the alcohol that you consume before you sat down to eat. So those are my ways to enjoy and thrive on all-you-can-carb day. Again, carbs are not bad for you. The top 3 mistakes that people make is they skip breakfast. Do not skip breakfast. Make sure you look in the comments for my free resource on a breakfast blueprint that you can enjoy and help you feel good on Thanksgiving Day and every day, really. This mistake number 2 is to drink copious amounts of alcohol before you even sit down to eat. And try not to drink while you're eating as well. We won't get into that too much now, but what you sip can stick to your hips. So beware of all that alcohol you consume before you even sit down to eat. Pace yourself, drink some water in between, and you will feel just fine. Mistake number 3 is putting a little bit of everything on your plate, even those things that you don't care so much about. Take that thing, that one thing that you absolutely must eat and enjoy and adore it and have a great time, and make sure you celebrate the fact that you're spending the holiday with people you love and people who care for you and are cooking for you, because that is a blessing. And another blessing is all of you watching me today. So thank you for joining me. Make sure you download your breakfast blueprint. Snack happy, enjoy your Thanksgiving feast, and thank you for joining me again. This is Jen. We'll talk to you later. Happy Thanksgiving.